This is a standard LV control board for burners firing over 700,000 BTUs. The control involves a Siemens LMV3 flame safeguard, ignition transformer, combustion air switches, DC voltage power supply, and Siemens AZL display module. The burner's gas train utilizes a Siemens butterfly valve and actuator assembly, safety shutoff valves, main gas regulator, pilot gas regulator, pilot valve, along with other gas train components depending on the gas train listing, standard, and max BTU input. These are the tools you will need to complete the test fire: flathead screwdriver, precision flat tip screwdriver, an on-off toggle switch with wire leads, 4 to 20 milliamp generator, and manometers. Higher capacity units require a gas supply pressure in PSI instead of inches water column. Use manometers that are adequate for the gas supply pressure range provided. For the test fire of the gas burner, complete the following steps. If already installed, remove the building management controller's heat enable wire leads. If already installed, remove the building management controller's modulation signal wire leads. Close the inlet, pilot, and manifold manual shutoff valves. Remove the pilot regulator's adjustment cap. Attach the manual heat enable on-off toggle switch with wire leads to terminals T1 and T2. Connect the 4 to 20 milliamp generator to the supplied terminal strip. The positive signal wire lead goes to the plus terminal, and the negative signal wire lead goes to the minus terminal. If the polarity is not correct, the module will go into lockout. Install a pressure tap in the gas manifold and connect a manometer. Install a pressure tap downstream of the pilot regulator and connect a manometer. Connect the supply voltage wire leads to L1, L2, and the ground terminals. If testing a GS4 gas burner, you will have to attach a supply voltage wire lead to L3. To begin the test fire sequence, open the inlet's manual shutoff valve and verify the proper inlet gas pressure. The supply gas pressure should be within the range found on the gas burner rating label. Open the pilot manual shutoff valve and the manifold manual shutoff valve. Supply the source voltage to the heater control. The Siemens LMV3 will receive power and the AZL display will display off. Supply 4 milliamps to the burner control board. Close the heat enable switch to initiate the startup sequence. The Siemens LMV3 flame safeguard shows phase 22 as it checks the proper positions of the safety components: the high temperature limit, combustion air switches, and the optional proof of closure and gas pressure safety switches. Once phase 22 is proven, the Siemens LMV3 moves to phase 24 and the blower drives to the pre-purge position. After phase 24, the Siemens LMV3 proceeds to phase 30. This is a programmed 30-second pre-purge period with a countdown of the pre-purge period on the right side of the AZL display. Once the pre-purge period has expired, the LMV3 displays phase 36 and drives the blower to the ignition position. The LMV3 proceeds into the ignition cycle, and the AZL displays phase 38 pre-ignition. The AZL will now display phase 40 initial safety. The ignition transformer energizes, and the pilot gas valve opens, beginning a 10-second pilot ignition with a countdown on the right side of the AZL display. During this trial for pilot ignition, adjust only the pilot regulator to achieve a 3.5-inch water column pilot manifold pressure. Once the flame is sensed, phase 42 is displayed on the AZL display. When the pilot flame is verified as stable, phase 44 will be displayed. When the pilot ignition sequence has completed, The Siemens LMV3 powers the main gas valves, and phase 50 is displayed on the AZL, with a 7-second countdown on the right side of the display. The main flame ignition is initiated at low fire operation. When the main flame is detected and the signal is stable, the AZL display will show phase 52 for main flame stabilization. After phase 52, the blower and the modulating butterfly ball valve move to the low fire position. The AZL will now display OP during normal operation. The current gas burner running percentage will be displayed on the right side of the display. 20 equals low fire, 100 equals high fire. Due to 4 milliamps being supplied to the burner control, the burner will continue to run at low fire operation. Supply 20 milliamps to the burner control board. The blower and the gas input will slowly ramp up and run at high fire operation. Adjust the main gas regulator to obtain the desired manifold pressure found on the burner rating label. If info is displayed on the screen, hold the reset button until the info code clears. Then, with 2 fingers, one on the plus and minus buttons, simultaneously hold down the buttons to escape and see the heat demand percentage. With high fire manifold pressure set, reduce the modulation input signal to 4 milliamps. The burner is now in low fire operation. The burner's manifold pressure is dependent on the position of the modulating butterfly valve and the pressure set at the main gas regulator during high fire. Once the low fire operation is verified as stable, remove the call for heat by opening the manual heat enable switch. The LMV3 initiates a soft shutdown and the AZL displays phase 62. The shutdown is complete when the main gas valves are de-energized. Once the flame is extinguished, the AZL will display phase 70, starting the afterburn timer. Once the afterburn time is complete, the LMV3 will drive the blower to high fan speed and the AZL will display phase 72. Once the blower is verified at the high fan speed, the AZL will display phase 74 to start a post-purge time of 15 seconds with a countdown on the right side of the AZL display. Once the post-purge is complete, the blower will turn off. The AZL will display phase 10 and drive the modulating valve actuator to the home position. Once the modulating valve actuator is verified to be in the home position, the AZL will display off. Turn off the supply power to the burner. Disconnect all manometers and plug all pressure test ports. In the field, make sure that the building management controller wire leads are reconnected and secured properly before recommissioning the burner.